What's up, friends? Brian Fanzo, iSocialFans here. I want to talk to you a little bit about tools and equipment needed to create, well, great virtual presentations and online learning. So we're going to break down a little bit about the gear that I use, but we're not going to overcomplicate it. We're going to try to keep it simple, focus on kind of the couple key elements that we have to have here. But rather than me do it this way, I'm going to flip it over to Prezi Video, and we're going to do it that way. So if you're cool with that, let's make that happen. All right, so now we're over at my desk, and we're going to talk a little bit about really those tools and equipment that we can use for virtual presentations, online learning. And for most, we start with that idea of, the gear, and I even mentioned some of the gear that I have here. But I think before we think about the gear, the thing that's most important is actually something that's not even gear or equipment at all. And I think that's the presentation tools that we're using. Now, of course, this is powered by Prezi Video, and I'm excited to have partnered with them, and they are who I've used for all of my interactive presentations because I love that I can import slides, I can create custom graphics and overlays like this, but even cooler is that I can use them with any platform, no matter the solution. So I like to use them with RingCentral, one of my favorite partners for virtual presentations and virtual meetings. If I want to use it with live video, Facebook Live, those things, I can use that using with a combination with my favorite tool, Ecamm Live. And then also we can kind of take a little bit step further, and we can even have a little fun with some things that, well, as you can see that my good friend Ann Hanley is doing right here, and that is using props. And so this is like a pillow phone, so if I'm talking on the phone I can use a prop. She has her dog, she even will hold up her own paper presentation. So I think getting creative with the world around us, understanding that you can use some interactive overlays, which is what you see I'm using here, you can combine that with all of your different tools. And so once you think about that, now we can talk equipment. And so the first place that we'll kind of go through is we're going to kind of just walk through this idea of lighting, video, audio, and then a little bit of work from home setup that I absolutely love. And so for me, this is kind of those key elements, and you don't have to overdo it. And we're going to make sure that you guys have all of that gear. It's all up there, linked on my website over at brianfanzo.com/Prezi. And so the first thing we're talking about here is lighting. And you saw from that first clip, I use a ring light. This ring light I really like because it allows me to throttle. I can use warm lighting or cool lighting depending on what the mood is, what the current lighting is in my environment. So I really like having that ring light right behind my web camera. Of course, web camera is next. And the one that I'm using and the one that I use for most of my presentations is that Brio Logitech camera. It's great because not only does it record in 4K, but the auto zoom is really, really good because let's face it, I move around a lot, I talk with my hands, and so that's a massive advantage. Third one here is audio. Now I do like the Blue Yeti audio, which is what I'm actually using for this presentation. I like it because it plugs in USB and you don't need a board. Now I do have a board and I have a couple other microphones that I use for different things, but I think you have to really balance that functionality and really what you want to kind of work with. And the last one here is the desk. Now I am sitting, which is very rare for me. Most of you, if you've watched any of these videos or any of my virtual presentations, I'm usually standing, but I'm using the same desk. Because what's really nice is I can use this standing desk made from Autonomous, and I can move the desk up and down. I can move it to my standing height. I have a podcasting height. And so for me, creating an environment that allows you to move around, allows you to truly, kind of be in your element is essential for virtual presenting and really dynamic virtual learning. So I'm going to challenge everyone to press the damn button. Think about the presentation tools you're using, and then try to upgrade your equipment from the simple light, camera, microphone, and if you have the environment or the setup, I would definitely check out one of those standing desks. Now, all of that gear is up on my website, brianfanzo.com/Prezi. But since this is powered by Prezi, Prezi has actually hooked you all up with a pretty cool offer. So if you actually go to Prezi.com/attendee upgrade, you can get a free 6-month upgrade for Prezi Video so you can create some of these cool presentations like I'm doing. I love it because it works with all of my virtual meeting software. It works for my virtual presentations. I can use it, overlap. I can bring in slides. I can create custom graphics as you see here. Because for me, when I think about virtual presentations and ultimately what our goal is it's not to be just interactive or not just to be dynamic. It's ultimately to maintain the audience's attention. And I believe if you listen to these tools and tips and invest in some equipment, you'd be amazed at how dynamic and how valuable your next virtual presentation will be. My name is Brian Fanzo. Cheers, my friends. Don't forget, free upgrade. Check this out. You don't want to miss it.